The article, What is it like to be a bat? Is an article written by Thomas Nagel in 1974, by which he exposes his posture with respect to a philosophy of mind. In it he affirms that conscience and mental life of men cannot be explained by purely physical terms, as every explanation will be unsatisfactory or incomplete, a situation that allows conscience and every subjective term to remain as a mystery for physicalists, reductionists, and materialists. His main argument is that experience has a subjective character, whose nature is out of human understanding by means of physical explanations. That's why he also concluded that the real character of experiences in physical operations will remain as a mystery, as he states that subjectivity cannot be understood physically. The major problem presented in the article is the analysis of mental phenomena like the conscience and other subjective terms as if they were physical occurrences. All this derives from the desire of physicalists of describing and explaining all existence and reality from physical phenomena. Nevertheless, when physicalists try to explain how conscience works through physical occurrences, they discovered that they, in fact, couldn't, because of the subjective character of experience. And this was a great deal, as many people and philosophers found that the ideology or doctrine by which they tried to explain everything had its limitations, which meant that it could be wrong. As described by the philosopher Frank Jackson, there are two types of facts, the ones that can be described through a physical theory and the ones that cannot. Therefore, physicalism is false, as it lacks the ability of explaining all aspects of reality. Basically, all problems can be summarized by saying that physicalists couldn't accept that there were some facts that couldn't be explained through physical reasons. They supported the idea that people's perceptions, beliefs, and points of view don't consider the real properties of something. They believe that there only exist the physical facts and that everything else is just different descriptions of the same thing, as they stated through the man in the mask fallacy. While other more moderate philosophers, like Thomas Nagel, stated that there exists a duality between what is subjective and objective, as both form part of the essence of existence and therefore will complement themselves to describe reality. For Nagel, physicalism can indeed describe everything what is subjective, but it finds its limits where subjectivity starts to arise. Nagel strongly believed that physicalism was the perfect ideology for explaining everything. That's why he preferred to separate subjectivity and objectivity and say that subjectivity will remain as a mystery. On the other hand, there were also more extreme philosophers like Frank Jackson that said that physicalism was limited by subjectivity. Then, it couldn't be the best ideology to adopt as it didn't cover all reality, therefore physicalism must be false. That's why one viable solution for the problem of analyzing mental phenomena, like conscience and other subjective terms as if there were physical occurrences, is to follow what Hume said about consequential events in his article An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding, in which he expresses that we are so familiarized to think that even B follows even A because of custom that we don't even consider a different outcome. And something similar happens with the conscience, as we are so used to see only one outcome, our outcome, that any subjective event, that we think that it is the only one. But as subjective depends on each person's perception, there could be an infinite number of outcomes. That's when physicalists try to simplify something like the conscience, they couldn't, because it depends on the custom of each person. Therefore, one viable solution is to simply don't try to explain subjectivity through physical occurrences, until science and investigation give humans further knowledge about how impressions help to generate ideas, to develop a method to determine something so variable as customs, and only then physicalists will have enough tools to start trying to explain conscience.